Okie, welcome to our sewing class today. Today we're going to be using a sewing machine, and what we're making today is called a bunting. And the bunting you can use to decorate your room, inside or outside your house, wherever you want to hang up a bunting. So let's get started. I've chosen 3 different colors of fabric today. I really like red, white, and blue, right? Okay, so I have my cutting mat right here, and I have what's called a square up ruler, which is quite a handy tool to use. So let's just get started with the red fabric, and you can use single fold or as many folds as you would like. So I'm just going to place my square on my fabric. If you use a rotary cutter like this, be sure to get permission to use it. If you use a pair of scissors, that's also very fine to use a pair of scissors. If you use scissors, you're going to want to hold down your square, draw a line on your fabric, and then you can cut it out. All right? Or with your rotary cutter, you engage the blade and set your square on your fabric, line it up, and the rotary cutter cuts right along the edge of your square. Now, I like turning my piece like this so I can work real. And now I'll line all this up again, this side and this side, to make sure I'm lined up good. A lot of times you can even buy fabric squares already cut to the size that you want. You can make your bunting any size that you want. It doesn't really matter. This happens to be a 7-inch squared. All right, so you're going to make as many of these as you want to. So now we're at our sewing machine. Our Singer sewing machines, we have 12 of them that were donated by a Girl Scout troop a couple years ago. And they are super duper machines to use. When you do come to the machine sewing class, we always have one session where you learn how to use the machine. And then the next time that you come to sewing, then we actually start making things. Learning how to operate a sewing machine is like learning how to drive a car. It takes time and practice. So let's get started. We're going to take one of our squares here. We're going to fold it on the diagonal, matching up our edges. Okay, so we got a nice little triangle here. We're going to place our fabric underneath our presser foot and turn the wheel so the needle is down into the fabric, and we're just going to stitch along this line right here. I'm doing just a 3/8 seam, and we're just going to let it run all the way off. There we go. All right, there's our first triangle, and just repeat that process for every single square that you have. Okay, so now I have my triangles here. I'm going to cut off my extra fabric or extra thread. So now your next step is to turn this inside out, and chopsticks work really well. You can use the tip of your scissors, but I have found that the tip of the scissors too frequently goes through the end of my fabric here. So just push that out until your fabric has made a nice little point. And you can do that to every single one of your triangle pieces. Now our next step is to go to our ironing board. So I've set up how we do it in the summer with our safety zone. And now let me show you how we iron our triangles. Just fold your seams flat, or fold the bunting flat, okay? And I want you to line up your stitching line with the point of your triangle here. And then everything will be nice and centered. So now we're going to press this. Flip it over. Press the other side. All right, flip them back. And now you're going to fold this flap over. So it's closed there and it's closed there. And iron that line right there. Okay, good. Now we're going to go in and sew it on our ribbon. Okay, so now we have our bunting pieces all ironed, and I've lined them up in the red, white, and blue so that my colors are in order. There we go, red, white, and blue. Okay, take your ribbon, and you need to leave a tail to mount everything. And with this one, I'm just going to lay the ribbon on this long edge, and I'm going to sew on the white of the ribbon so it'll never even show. You can, if you want to, take this flap and tuck it in. And then you're sewn like that if you want to. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I just preferred the tail out because then my stitching is protected on the inside. Because this project I don't even need to back stitch. Okay, so we're going to leave a tail out over here, and we're going to place our ribbon on one of our buntings, and we're going to just stitch right on the white part of the ribbon. Let me get my foot pedal over here where I can reach it. Okay, there we go. So now I'm almost to the edge of my red one. I'm going to take my white and just tuck it in here. Okay, something like that. Just let that fall on the floor. That's easier. All right, I want that close to my red one. Okay. Just let that slide right on there. Just keeping this lined up over here. Okay, now here comes my blue one. And I'm just going to tuck it underneath, lining my fabric with my ribbon on this edge right here. And the machine will just carry it right on through. Alrighty, so then now you're just going to do this until you've got all your buntings. Ta-da! Our bunting is done! Isn't it pretty? And we hope you enjoyed our sewing project today. We think it looks really pretty on our porch here at Tomahawk. We're so excited to have you come join us for one of our sewing programs. Be sure to take a picture and let us see your bunting. Happy camping and happy sewing!